So for today's video, I thought that I'd do a bit of a before video. The good news is that the tree cutters have agreed to come and do the tree cutting this week, which is great because it means I can actually start doing a little bit more on the land. So up until now, I haven't been able to do too much because I knew that the trees, they'd need some space to work with the trees, to do the mulching and to bring some of the bigger branches down and stuff. So I didn't want to put in a shed or anything else until really I had got the trees sorted. So now that that has been confirmed to be happening, today I'll just kind of take you around the property, and more is just like a record of, I guess, how it used to look, and something to kind of look back on and just maybe explain a couple of the things that I want to do with that side of the land. Yeah, still in the planning phase, but here's the before. This afternoon, the tree people are meant to come and trim this way back to the property line and just leave some of the top stuff here. I think they're going to leave, and they'll get rid of the last little bits of the stumps and the two big trees that are still down in this area, over here, and then they'll get rid of the stump down at the very far end, and then the big job that I think we'll do maybe tomorrow is, I can't believe how fast this grass grows. It's crazy. Here's a little detour. This is the pawpaw tree. Oh, it's so sad. I mean, to be fair, it's been up around 40 degrees and it was probably a bad time to replant it. But I think, these flowers here are all blossoming and blooming and all that, so it's obviously still alive. And then it's got some new bits here, that's brand new. Since replanting, that's brand new in there. It's just these big leaves here. This one still looks pretty alive, so that's good news. But that one didn't even look like it barely had a chance. But yeah, there's some new leaves in there as well. So it's not dead. I think it'll just take a little bit of time to settle in and recover maybe. But keep going, because it's this tree right here. That big tree is what I'm having completely taken down to stump level, and what that will do is that it will open up this whole area here for the new house, and it will also be quite good. Obviously it takes away a bit of the shade in the late afternoon because the sun goes up over here and then down behind over there. So it takes away a bit of the shade in the afternoon, but that's okay because this is also the area where I would like to have the solar panels and other solar field or on top of the home. And if the home is sitting right in this area here, kind of looking out over that way, and also out over there and through the rain tree, I'll take maybe a few of those trees out so there's a bit more of a view. And the council needs to come down and cut parts of it away that are falling down and all over the place. But yeah, so this is the area that I would like to put the house, and so it would just be really good to have sort of all day sun, and it'll give a nice area here. It's almost midday here, so it's tough to tell where the shade comes from right now, but in the morning, these trees here, because the sun is over there in the morning, and so these trees here give shade, and then in the afternoon, because the tops of those trees are still there, will still be there after the trimming, they'll still provide a little bit of afternoon shade as well. It's just that all of that overhang through there won't hopefully be there anymore, and that'll be good because it'll just it'll open up a lot more of the property, not necessarily to the sun, but it'll open up it to actually do things with, which is great, because right now I can't put anything underneath of that area because of all the tree branches that fall through, and just, yeah, all the issues that one presents. Yeah, it's this one here that I'm most looking forward to having removed, because that it just opens up so many more possibilities down here. And I think it'll also kind of help keep the land a little bit drier. I don't think I showed what trenching work was done, but yeah, so I did all this by hand, and then it kind of runs down to the part I think maybe I showed before. So that's the creek down there, and that's where I first started the trenching. And then this is sort of the area that becomes a bit of a lake, and then all the trenching through here. This was the tricky bit, because there's this tree here, and I didn't want to disrupt much of its root system. I had to a little bit, but it seems to be totally okay. There's no issues for the tree. And undoubtedly, I will still have to do some work on this area, but for now, it means that that big lake that was all through here doesn't exist anymore. And that is very happy news, not for the frogs and the toads and stuff that lived here, but nor for the mosquitoes, but for me and for the neighbors, much better. Much, much, much better. And I should probably move some of my stuff before the tree cutters arrive. It is really it's a bit mind-blowing to think that, and I know I've said this once before in a video, but because this was the area that I always used to have my showers on, even before I bought the land. And so to know that, like, later today, hopefully, this area will be entirely clear, and yeah, just much more open, and same with that area as well. I think it'll be really good. And then, yeah, I mean, the birds and the wallabies will still be really happy, because they love that area down there, and they love the guava tree just in behind over there. And yeah, these trees, at the very top of these trees, they really like it up there. So the wildlife should still be happy with my decisions. Yeah, and I'm hoping maybe in the next few weeks to start planting things while I wait for the housing decisions to be made, and permits and plans and stuff to be put into council. Yeah, so I'm planning to actually start doing some planting today at the house that I'm living in, and then maybe in a few weeks, once they've started to sprout a little bit more, then I'll find a place over here. And right now it's super, super hot. It's like that we have this whole week of either 40 degrees or nearly 40 degrees and sunny pretty much every single day. So it's probably not the best time to be maybe planting things and starting things new. I don't really know much about when is a good time to plant, but I kind of feel like if I was a seed, I probably might not want to have like 40 degrees and sun all day. I probably would like a little bit of more of a moderate environment to grow up in. So I will aim to do that. And then maybe in a couple weeks it'll go back down to normal around 30 degrees, and they'll be happy with that. And then I'll put them into their places, and maybe they will grow much better than the pawpaw tree over there. But yeah, we'll see. It's all just one big happy experiment of craziness. And there's lots of other research that I've been doing for this whole area in here once those upper branches are gone. Yes, I've got ideas for this whole area all the way down here, and it might take me like a year or two or something to get everything organized. But definitely some thoughts about, because the neighbors are putting Roundup and stuff in this area, which is why it looks so dead, because it is. But if I put up some stuff along this boundary, I think maybe that will stop them from, or encourage them not to use Roundup, because then it will start killing my stuff, and that would be not cool. And it would also be like quite a nice view as well, because the plants would come up this way, and then it would hide some of the stuff on their property, and it would just be a good, I think it would look quite beautiful just leading up into the trees there. Okay, that's all for now, and probably the next update will be once these trees have been trimmed and those little bits have been removed and de-stumped and everything. So hopefully it looks a fair bit different in the next post in a few days.